Antonio starts right now.
Well, hey, take a look at this. Some snow on the ground early this morning. We've been tracking your weather forecast since 4:30 a.m. And so this is video of our crew was able to get all morning long.
Yeah, you can see that snow falling at our station. A very beautiful sight right there. I know a lot of people were taking pictures and videos of the images they were seeing safely. That was the main idea here that we were hitting on all day long when we got those pictures.
Absolutely. Well, hi again. It is Tuesday, January 21st. Thanks for joining us on this very cold morning. So some of you didn't have to get up to go to work. So maybe you're just getting up and you hadn't had a chance to peek outside your window or go outside your door. Yeah, there's snow out there.
And we have everything that you need to know this morning before you head out. Again, we are in the building right now. We have a crew standing by to give you the latest on the roads and flight cancellations. And of course, we're going to check in with our Patty Santos, Devin Carp, Katrina Weber, you name it. You see our people out there in just a minute. But before that, we got to head over to Justin real quick. First of all, look outside real quick. Live cam, 28 degrees outside. We don't see
the cold.
Yeah, it's cold, but no snowflakes are coming down, Justin.
No, and what you're going to notice here coming up pretty soon is that the sun's going to start to peek out, and that's going to make a huge difference on what we're seeing out there. Let's first start with a look at the radar and the authority radar, and you can see there is one more little band of snow that is trying to come in from the north and west, but you get past that band that's up there around Bernie, and you got clearing skies. So once it gets by, sun pops out, it's going to melt everything in pretty short order, and you're going to see a lot of that sleet and snow go away. Just to give you a recap, we started with the sleet sometime around 8 or 9 o'clock last night. That continued through around 1:30 a.m. to 2 a.m. and switched over to snow. And then between 2 a.m. and roughly, I'd say 5 a.m., we had snow flying here around San Antonio. Added up to about maybe a half an inch. Okay, not much. It wasn't much. If you've been outside, you know that. But enough to build a little tiny snowman, and we've had a few pictures of that coming in. We'll show you some more KSAT Connect pictures here in just a bit. But this is the visible satellite picture. I know it's kind of hard to see, but that clearing line has made it to roughly Bandera, over to Concan, Bernie. Again, once that little area of flurries comes through, you'll see the sun pop out, and we'll see temperatures warm up. So here's what I'm thinking. 32 degrees here coming up at 10 a.m., 35 at 11 a.m., 37 noontime. Sun's popping out, and we'll get full sun this afternoon, which will get us up to 40. Hopefully that melts and evaporates everything off the roads, because tonight it is going to get cold. Hard freeze here in San Antonio. We're expecting to get down to 22 tonight. We're going to talk more about that. We'll look at your KSAT Connect pictures, talk about how much snow fell around the area. All of that coming up in just a couple minutes. But we got to talk traffic now. Or no, are we going to talk school closures? Let's go over to Steph and Jeff.
Yeah, just real quick, a reminder to all parents, more than 45 area school districts have canceled school for today.
And the major districts in San Antonio, like SAISD, Northside, Northeast, Judson, Southside, South San, shout out to Alamo Heights as well. All of them, classes canceled due to the winter weather. Bernie ISD, Comal, New Braunfels, Seguin, Pleasanton, and Uvalde CISD and Harper ISD have also canceled. So again, we're going to keep you in the loop right now. If you scan that QR code and you're trying to figure out what's going on with your neck of the woods, it'll take you to the section on our website that's been updated throughout the day with a rolling list of school cancellations.
Well, and it's not just the schools shutting down services today. The city of San Antonio has announced the closing of some of the facilities and scheduling adjustments for today. Plus, HEB has changed its hours for the stores in Bernie, Bulverde, Fredericksburg, Kerrville, and New Braunfels. So they will reopen this morning at 10.
Now, as for the stores here in San Antonio, those HEBs closed at 10 last night and are reopening at 10 this morning. Central Market on Broadway will follow the same schedule. And you can scan this QR code right there that you see right there on the bottom left-hand screen of your screen for more information on the business closures.
Well, if you need a better place to stay warm, you can take a look at this map right here. They show all 11 city and county warming centers at senior and community center churches, a library, even a VFW post. So they're going to have warmth, they're going to have snacks, and a place to charge your phone as well.
Make sure to take some clothes, charging cables, toiletries, and medicines with you. And while the city says that kenneling will be available for pets at its centers, Bexar County says that they're equipped for service animals. Everything else will be case by case, and you'll need to check with the location.
Also, trash collections begin again today following the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. However, they are delayed due to this winter weather. Officials with the city's solid waste department say they hope the collections will start about 9:30, but depends on those roadways.
A reminder, all trash collections days are a day behind due to the holiday. But again, you can see the days that your trash will be collected by finding this article on our website at KSAT.com. I know that I got the text message from my trash collection. It was just like, hey, everybody who was due today, it's going to be tomorrow instead.
Gotcha.
So make sure you guys check those updates.
And then we'll go ahead, speaking of the roadways, check in with RJ.
All right, yes, and obviously if you are going to be pulling some trash out to the street, just be careful on your driveways, sidewalks, because it could be a little bit slippery out there. Maybe got to do a little shuffle to get around to the street area. Let's give you a look at our TransGuide traffic cameras. We're going to talk about this one here in just a bit because the northeast side not getting any love this morning. Another accident there as we give you one look here, 1604 O'Connor Road on the northeast side, 35 at Division south of downtown. Traffic is moving along both directions there. Now, for the most part, the highways have done pretty well. They were pre-treated for a few days by TxDOT trucks, so they've done okay. It's been more of those surface roads and some of those lightly sort of less traveled roads that we are seeing some incidents. So let's get right here. 35 at Topperwine. This is a crash been reported right there at the Judson exit, and we do see a little bit of backup here to Randolph Boulevard. Again, earlier we did have a crash further up the road that was closer to Live Oak and the Forum, but that one has cleared out. So again, 35 northbound Topperwine Road. We do have a crash right there at that Judson exit. Let's take you now to the far northwest side right now. Crash being reported at I-10 at 1604 right there by the La Cantera and the Rim. It looks like things are starting to clear out in that area and traffic is moving along both directions of I-10 right there. Let's take you now to the near northwest side. I-410 at Fredericksburg, Loop 410 right there at Crossroads. Crash being reported there, but traffic looks like it is now moving along that area pretty smoothly. So no major incidents or no major delays for our drivers out there at 410 and Fredericksburg. This was a little bit of a trouble spot earlier on the southeast side of town, 37 and 410, but it looks like they have cleared out that crash that was reported there a little while ago. So 37 410 has been pretty much smooth sailing at this point as you give you one more wide look here at our citywide map. So Devin Karp, he's been on the road for us the entire morning. He's been out there with photojournalist Alex Gomez in Drive Cam. So let's get an update from him. Good morning, Devin. How are things looking out there?
Hey, good morning, RJ. You just mentioned earlier over on the northeast side. I'm over here at that accident on 35 northbound, right near the Judson Road exit and Topperwine. As you can see right here, looks like we've got a car that is getting loaded in, and it's been causing a little bit of delays for some drivers. Check out some of this over here. We've got crews working on this. That back of that car been smashed in after an accident out here on these icy conditions. Now, unfortunately, we've been seeing some icy conditions over, especially around here over the northeast side all morning long. Over on the southwest side of town earlier this morning, we were able to catch a couple rollover accidents. So we did see a truck that flipped over the barrier and was onto the side, and first responder crews did go after that shortly. Now, we're still waiting to hear from SAPD for exactly how many different accidents they've had out since responding to since 10 p.m. last night, but we know that we've seen a couple of those different things out here. So for anybody who's headed out this morning, we've been saying it all this time, make sure you keep your speed down, hazards on, stick to the right lane if you can, keep your eyes peeled and open for different accidents, crews, responder crews, anybody who's responding to some of these wrecks that are going to be on some of the sides of the road here. We're going to go ahead and take one more look right over here at this accident over here. So as we can see a little bit, it looks like that things are in the clearing stage, getting loaded up to be towed away over here. But this is once again over 35 northbound near Topperwine and Judson over here. So anybody who's headed out, make sure you stay safe, stay on top of things, double check your tires PSI before you head out because that can deflate when it gets cold, and that's not great for stopping wrecks or driving conditions here in San Antonio. I'll go ahead and I'll send it back to y'all in the meantime. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
All great reminders. Thank you, Devin. Stay safe out there. Well, the early bird may catch the worm, but catching an early flight not happening at San Antonio's airport.
Ooh, frustrations. I can feel it. Okay, so all of them were canceled today due to the icy weather across most of the country, which is understandable. Our very own Katrina Weber right now live at the airport. Of course, we understand the plane engines are just beginning to rev up as we speak. Good morning, Katrina.
Good morning. Well, that is what an airport spokesperson told me, that the first flights of the day today wouldn't be leaving till about 9 o'clock this morning. That seems to jibe with what we're seeing here at the airport now. It was like the middle of the night here, eerily quiet. But as you can see, things definitely starting to pick up. A lot of people milling about. Now, despite the people you see down there, that is something you often do not see. No long lines at the security checkpoints. It's a safe bet that the majority of the problems here are weather related, and not just here in San Antonio, but all across the country. All up and down the flight schedule board is that dreaded word, canceled. And most of the flights that are still going out are delayed. According to that airport spokesperson, the airlines notified passengers about the flight changes last night, so there should not have been too many surprises this morning. Still, patience is a necessary accessory for anyone flying today. Nature does not seem to care about anyone's plans. So again, if you are flying out today, the best advice may be that you check in with your airlines before you leave home, because there could be some changes, delays, or maybe even cancellations. Reporting live at San Antonio International Airport, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thanks, Katrina. You stay warm as well.
All right, we're looking at 9:08. We got 29 degrees outside.
And here's a look at some of our KSAT Connect pictures from our viewers. Aw, snow at KSAT.
Oh, look at that one.
A little snowman with a Whataburger hat.
Snowman.
That is so cute. See, there's enough to make a snowman.
Oh,
out
yeah,
there.
no, look at that guy. Shout out to you, man. Thank you guys for sending in your snow pictures. And of course, we got a little one out there. Guys, keep them coming, man. We want to give you guys some love throughout this morning with the conditions that we're dealing with. That snow bringing a lot of smiles to people's faces.
Hi, welcome back. It's about 9:13 right now. Okay,
Hey.
Well, this morning we have been keeping a close eye on the road conditions, and just because the roads might look clear in your neighborhood, you probably don't want to venture out too far.
Patty Santos right now, San Pedro and Sahara, where drivers have been encountering some problems with those slick roads. Good morning, Patty.
Hey there, good morning. A lot of things have changed in the last hour that we've been parked here on San Pedro. We stopped here because we saw a lot of the cars that were heading down on this hill here starting to slide. The good thing is, because the roads have become a little warmer with more cars here, things have gotten a little slushier, so things have gotten a little better. I want to show you what the scene looks like a little closer when we still have snow here. You can see that it is starting to get a little slushier, but there is still some ice. So this is what you're going to want to be careful on. If your road that you're driving in has a little bit of that coating still, that could mean that there is still a potential for you to slide over. Now, we got a chance to talk to some of the drivers that ventured out earlier this morning, and they tell me they really regret that decision, especially that early. We want to show you some video. Just a little while ago, we got a chance to drive here on San Pedro, and we were seeing a lot of the cars that were sliding. Again, this happened about an hour or over an hour ago. We then heard a loud boom. It happened to be a car crashing into a pole as it was sliding down. We also heard the emergency trucks coming in, making sure that they cleared the scene. They were able to move that pole away from the scene here. But another driver that was also driving down that hill said he hit that pole. Luckily, there was no damage to his car. We did see a lot of drivers sliding around, but nobody was hurt. I got a chance to talk to a guy who had just left his house 2 blocks away, and he says he was actually thinking about going back home. You used to driving in these kind of conditions?
No. So I'm gonna play it smart. I'm gonna look at people and see there's already a respond unit over there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
Head home.
yeah, I think I'm gonna just head home then.
Yeah, and even people who say they have experience driving in the snow and in these types of conditions, they say it is the ice that they're really scared about. But again, things are starting to pick up. Drivers are starting to move in. That means some of this ice, some of that snow and ice is going to start to become slush. The problem is, hopefully the sun will come out and maybe just make all of this go away so that the conditions don't continue into tonight. We'll send it back to you guys.
Thanks, Patty. Stay warm.
Yes.
That wind, you could hear it.
Yes.
Maybe
Yes.
cold, but also that wind's going to help to evaporate some of the liquid off too once the sun
Good.
comes out. So hopefully those will work in tandem and we'll get the roads cleared sooner rather than later, because I know there's still some treacherous spots out there. It is cold, but get ready to have your heart
Yes.
melted.
Waiting
Look at
for
this picture on our KSAT.
Oh, my Lord, bless. has it, Jesus?
That is our one and only Sarah Spivey.
Tiny little Everett.
And look, oh, come on.
He's so cute.
Yeah, we had a lot of
first
pictures come
snow.
in for the first snowfall, kiddo's first snowfall. And, you know, it doesn't happen all that often around here. So, yeah, you got to take advantage of the situation. Snap some photos.
So cute.
Bernie representing.
Hey.
A lot of St. Hedwig, the pups, loving
love
it.
that.
You know,
Snow angel.
here's the thing. You're going to get a little muddy because the
Yes.
snow is not that thick.
Yeah.
But do you think that kid cares?
No,
Absolutely not.
that
Having a
kid
great
should not
time.
care. Get all
Absolutely.
the dirt on you, baby.
That's right. Lytle representing there,
Oh,
2025.
very nice.
We'll keep going here. Pools. I like this one.
Aw, that's cool.
That is
Downtown.
cute.
That just kind of sets the scene, doesn't it? Even going for a walk, it's a little slick out there, but I love that photo. And yeah, dress up the pups. Give them a little sweater too. They get cold as well. Thank you so much for all the KSAT Connect pictures. We love sharing them with everyone, and it really helps tell the story of what we're seeing. And mostly, this has been a situation where the kiddos just get to go out and have a little fun on a snow day. Again, not much snow, itty bitty snowmen, but it's fun nonetheless. And we picked up probably about a half an inch of snow. This says 0.6. I think it's probably a little less than that. But the snowfall totals did increase as you go east. So places like Gonzales, Seguin, Nixon, Cuero, Hallettsville, you picked up quite a bit more snow, maybe inch to maybe up to 2 inches in far eastern counties. And unfortunately, if you're west of town, you got just a few flurries, and that was about it. Again, I do think things will improve here pretty soon once we get some clearing. This is the authority radar. You got a little band of snow, one last little band of snow here that wants to work through, and this is right on the edge of the cloud cover. So once it comes through, you'll get clearing behind it. And we may see a few flurries here on the northeast side of San Antonio, but it's not going to be of really any consequence. Let me show you the road temperatures, and these are important. So this is a product we have with our radar, and we can see temperature of the roadways. And right now, we're still looking at about 28, 29. You saw Patty talk about the fact that more cars are now traveling, so it's starting to warm the roadways up. But also, we're going to get some of that sun here soon, and that should bring these roadway numbers up. You go down to the south and west, 36. So a few issues with ice down there, but you get up closer to Austin, and the roads are even colder. So there will be some slick spots as you go up by 35. Outside, still cloudy at the airport, 29. Wind chills 20. Some places have wind chills in the teens this morning. It is cold with that north wind. And there's the clearing line right there. So it's already starting to move into the Bernie area. And there are still a few clouds north of that, but Kerrville is cleared out, and we should start to see a little bit of sun here in San Antonio, I think, within the next hour or two. And that should get temperatures up to near 40 this afternoon. May not be perfectly sunny, but we'll get enough sun to really help melt and hopefully, again, evaporate whatever moisture is out there, because temperatures will get cold quickly tonight and drop down to the 20s, low 20s by tomorrow morning. Futurecast shows this snowstorm will continue its trek east. New Orleans already seeing heavy snow. They'll continue to see heavy snow throughout the morning and early afternoon, and that will transition towards the panhandle of Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, South Carolina. This is really a deep southern storm, and for the first time in its history, the National Weather Service in Lake Charles has issued a blizzard warning. I'm telling you, you don't see this at all. Beaumont, Port Arthur, Lake Charles, Lafayette, these are areas that, I mean, see snow on rare occasions, but to have these heavy snow bands coming through with some gusty winds, pretty impressive down there. All right, so 22 tomorrow morning. Please keep the pipes insulated. You may want to drip your faucets. We're getting to that point with temperatures as cold as they are forecast to get tonight. 49 Wednesday, 54 Thursday. We'll see those morning lows kind of moderate. And by the weekend, we're back to seasonable, if not warm temperatures, 70.
Oh,
Wow,
that
what a
whiplash.
change.
I know, right? Come on, man.
This is what we do here.
Yeah,
Love it.
but it might be a welcome break. I mean, now the kiddos, got the snow that they've been wanting, and
Exactly.
here we go. It'll be
There we
time for a
go.
little break.
So before we go to break, speaking of which, if you are seeing some snow or ice and want to share it with us, please, here's your chance. That QR code, you see it on your screen, please. It's going to get you to KSAT Connect page where you can post your pics of all the wintry weather happening around you, and we can then share your pictures on air as Justin just did. So again, please don't leave us hanging. We want to see what you guys are enjoying so we can have a good time in your front yard with you.
President Donald Trump back in action, wasting no time as he's pardoned most of his supporters from the 2021 Capitol riots and is rolling out a bunch of executive orders to shake up American institutions. From beefing up border security to labeling drug cartels as terrorists, Trump's also cutting back on Biden's climate and diversity initiatives. Trump also saying he will order a 25% tariff on goods coming from Mexico and Canada starting February 1st.
Hours after President Donald Trump was sworn into office, Governor Greg Abbott announced workers will install dozens of floating barriers in the Rio Grande to stop illegal immigration. The governor tried this before in 2023 and was ordered by a federal judge to remove the floating barriers and barred the state from building new ones in the river. But Texas appealed the ruling. Governor Abbott said that he is looking forward to working with the Trump administration to secure the southern border.
Meanwhile, the Trump administration has ended the use of a border app called CBP-1 that had allowed migrants to legally enter the U.S. A message from the app says existing appointments scheduled through the app are canceled. The move cuts off a key pathway for people who want to come to the country.
President Donald Trump signed an executive order that delays enforcement of the TikTok ban for 75 days. Technically speaking, the law is still in effect. The executive order only delays enforcement of it. What's not known is if ByteDance is even willing to sell TikTok. When the app was banned, many users started downloading competitor Red Note, which is also Chinese-owned.
Another move triggered by the TikTok turmoil, X has added a dedicated video tab. It popped up over the weekend during rival TikTok's temporary shutdown. The tab gives U.S. users a dedicated location for vertical videos, and it's located on X's bottom bar.
Social media platforms Blue Sky is also adding a TikTok-like feature. Its vertical video offering is called Trending Videos. Blue Sky says that they can be pinned to your homepage as well as customized. Available now, and if you can't see the feature, you should restart your app.
Federal investigators this morning are stepping up a probe into reports of collisions involving Ford's hands-free driving technology. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says there were 2 deadly crashes last year involving vehicles using the Blue Cruise technology.
Popular medications approved for weight loss, diabetes, and heart disease may have health benefits beyond weight loss and blood sugar control. But there are risks too. A new study found people who took GLP-1 medications had lower risks for 42 health issues, but higher risks for 19 health outcomes. Primarily risk to the digestive system. People who took these drugs were also more likely to be diagnosed with problems in their bones and joints.
Canon just launched a new app for iPhones and iPads that makes multi-camera live streaming easier. It's called Live Switcher Mobile, and users can switch between up to 3 devices, which are connected by the same Wi-Fi network. It allows added text and graphics and direct integration with YouTube. And that's today's 9 at 9. Welcome back. It's 9:31. Well, a man facing 8 felony sex abuse charges has avoided court for 4.5 years in Guadalupe County after claiming he is too unwell to stand trial.
Recently, his accusers set out to show that he is not being honest about his health problems. So, warning, the story may not be suitable for all viewers.
Rios says a troubled relationship with her mother forced her to spend part of her childhood living with her grandmother and step-grandfather, Ruben Castro Jr.
I'm not even talking to my mom. I don't have anybody to protect me, to say what's going on. I just had to accept that that was my living situation.
Rios said the sexual abuse started when she was 7 years old, with the majority of the incidents taking place inside a manufactured home here in McQueenie, where her grandparents lived.
Coming into our room at night and basically removing the covers off of me and lifting my nightgown.
Both Rios and a second accuser who lived in the home and declined our request for an interview reported Castro to authorities in Guadalupe County as adults. And in October 2020, Castro was indicted on 3 counts of aggravated sexual assault of a child and 5 counts of indecency with a child, sexual contact. All 8 charges are felonies. But a case that should have gone to trial years ago has instead stalled. Court records show hearing after hearing after hearing has been canceled. The issue, Castro's health. A prosecutor told Rios last month the county attorney's office had subpoenaed her step-grandfather's medical records. He had an acute stomach ulcer in the fall of 2022, was recommended for surgery, but tests revealed he was too weak to have it repaired. Imaging then showed 3 strokes in his brain. Quote, they're just trying to keep him as comfortable as possible before he passes away. That's how dire it is. But is Castro truly near death? Pictures and video gathered by one of his accusers cast doubt on that claim. Here's Castro last month at a residence in northeast San Antonio, appearing in one clip to be working on the home's deck. And here he is pictured outside a nearby motel, standing next to a U-Haul truck. Described as being on his deathbed, Castro appears to have recovered enough to be a man about town, as he was nowhere to be found when KSAT stopped by both locations.
Well, as you can see, Dylan Collier has been tracking the story for KSAT and joins us now. And Dylan, are prosecutors now aware of what the accusers were able to uncover?
Yeah, they turned that footage over to the Guadalupe County Attorney's Office. The first assistant county prosecutor called this whole situation, quote, frustrating. Prosecutors now want Castro to appear in person on January 31st, so the end of next week. This was going to be just another one of these status checks where he did not have to appear. There was going to be a continuance issued. He has now been told that he needs to appear in person.
Has Castro's attorneys weighed in on this?
Yeah, he has a defense counsel out of San Antonio. She declined to discuss specifics of the case, but said generally when a client is not honest with her or misrepresents something to the court, her response is to file a motion to withdraw as counsel. Last week, just a few days after we spoke with her, she filed that motion to withdraw, which the judge will now hear on the 31st. And the downside of that is that if she jumps off the case, it will be delayed again because Castro has to get another attorney. That attorney then needs time to go over the specifics of the case and prepare for trial.
All right, well, thank you, Dylan.
Yep.
And then we can watch this full story from KSAT Investigates tonight. This will be on the Night Beat.
All right, let's look outside real quick with live cam. Good morning, San Antonio. It is 29 degrees outside. We're still below freezing, Justin.
We are, but do you see there in the distance a little blue sky? That's the back edge of the clouds. So it does appear we'll get some sun here fairly soon, and that will do a lot as far as warming temperatures up, or at least getting us a little bit above freezing and helping to melt so some of what's on the roadways. I want to show you some more pictures on our KSAT Connect. We can't get enough of these. Check that out. A little bit of sledding. You know, this is something you just don't get to do very often in San Antonio. Love that picture. And let's see where else we're going to go here. Snowman, little one, tiny, itty bitty, but doing a good job. I mean, look at those details.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's that artwork right there. I see it.
The broom, the scarf, the hat. Good job.
Very, very well done. And let's see if we can get one more here. What other picture do we have? Let's see. Let's go with
Everett again.
Everett.
Hey, I love that.
Look at this one.
You know, for a second, it looks like a puppy who was laying down. Yeah. So either way, shout out to Old
You're
Glory.
Right. Yes. Great shots. Thank you so much for sending those in to KSAT Connect. One more look outside. Yeah, there's that clearing line. It looks like it's rapidly approaching San Antonio. So once we get some sun, I suspect these temperatures will take some at least minor jumps up above freezing. 29 degrees in New Braunfels, 29 at the airport, 27 right now at Bernie, but wind chill values in the low 20s, if not teens. The Authority radar does show we still have a very, very light band of snow, and that's right on that back edge of the cloud cover. So once that moves through, we are done. And I don't think we're really going to see much more here in San Antonio. We're done with the precipitation. So temperatures, as I said, probably jumping up to around 32 or so by next hour, 35 at 11 o'clock, noontime 37. And then with some sun this afternoon, that should get us up to about 40 and hopefully gets all the liquid and moisture off the road because temperatures will get brutally cold again tonight. Another hard freeze headed our way by tomorrow morning. We'll talk about how low we'll go coming up in just a couple minutes.
All right, Justin, let's look out there at the roads with TransGuide. Of course, there's still ice in some spots or some little snow there you can see in the grassy area. These shots look okay, but the TxDOT website showing that there is a minor crash over at I-35 at Loop 1604. where a lane is blocked. 2 main lanes are blocked right there. And also 1,000 Oaks and I-35. Be aware of that. And not on your screen. Oh, yeah. And that is it as far as like the minor crashes. So that's good news. Not too many. But of course, if you have to head out, be careful out there. Go slow.
So the cold snap that we're seeing are making the roads dangerous this morning. We got AAA Texas recommending everyone to stay home. But if you must be out, like all of our workers out there, you got to make sure that your tires are ready.
That's right. Check your tire's air pressure. So a tire's PSI, or pounds per square inch, can drop during cold weather. And this can lead to poor handling and braking and excessive wear. So when it comes to your tire tread, use a quarter to check if it's too worn down.
Now get this. This was a fun fact I learned this morning. If George Washington's head on the quarter, your tire thread is too low, and it can make driving on wet or slick spots very dangerous.
There are a lot of vehicles out there. People are driving with too little tread on those tires. And if you think about that, that's like if you're driving with bald tires, that's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, driving on those low tread tires can make it easier for you to spin out. So please be careful and safe on the roadways this morning. Well, at the end of this month, the longest serving active judge in Bexar County will put his gavel down for the last time.
Judge Andrew Carruthers was appointed criminal magistrate judge back in 1989. And our Erica Hernandez sat down with Judge Carruthers to talk about his 35 years as a public servant.
I love my job, and that's why I stayed so long, but it's time. I'm older than everybody else here.
For 35 years, Judge Andrew Carruthers served Bexar County as the first criminal magistrate judge.
We had a staff of 2 people, me and my clerk. I didn't have a coordinator. I didn't have a court reporter. Actually, I didn't have a courtroom.
He was appointed in 1989, and it was a job that came without a blueprint. Judge Carruthers heard more than 600,000 cases in his tenure, most of them dealing with mental health incompetency.
There weren't seminars to give you training in this area back then. We kind of had to dig it out and figure it out for ourselves, and we have a fairly effective system in place at this point.
Judge Carruthers was a constant figure of leadership in a place that saw so many changes for 35 years. Now at 79, he knows it's time to retire and will miss the people he got to know over the years.
I miss all the people I work with, including my defendants. When I took this job in 1989, I have a couple of people that I still have annual reviews on who are in hospitals.
We will now unveil the portrait.
As for a retirement schedule, he's already laid out a plan for his first day.
Probably play golf.
Is there anything else you'd like to leave behind as you close this chapter in your life?
I just would say that it's been one of the most enjoyable jobs that I've ever had, and I hope that what we did here had some impact in a positive way.
Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
All right, 9:41 right now, 29 degrees outside, and you're watching DMSA at 9.
So we are celebrating KSAT 12's birthday. Hey. So for the special occasion, we're going to be doing some fun trivia coming up after the break. Hi, welcome back. It's 9:45, and we turned 68 today. Well, not us. Okay, well, we don't, but KSAT does. Our station was created back in 1957 and has been working to serve the community since then.
Okay, so apparently our producer says that our producer thought it was going to be fun to do a little bit of trivia with some other things created in 1957. Come on, Caitlin.
That's a long time ago.
Okay, so first question. Go ahead, Justin.
Okay, so up first, what classic toy was first sold in the year 1957? Is it cup and ball?
Is that the thing you?
Yeah.
I think so. Okay. Frisbee or C, yo-yo?
I'm going with yo-yo.
I would go with yo-yo on that one.
I'm going to go with them.
Okay.
What's the answer?
What's the answer?
The answer is
Frisbee. We're all wrong.
Here we go. Okay. Next question. Here we go.
Now I want to know when the yo-yo came out.
Right, me too. It says, what 2 musicians met for the first time that year? Is it Richard Wright and Nick Mason of the band Pink Floyd, Kurt Cobain and Chris Novoselic? I don't even know.
It's not Kurt Cobain. I can tell you that.
Yeah. John Lennon and Paul McCartney of the Beatles. Ooh. I think the answer is, which one is Pink Floyd?
A.
I think I would go with A too, because
Yeah.
the Beatles
A.
were a little earlier than 1957, though.
They would
Okay.
have had to have met earlier, so we think.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh my goodness!
we're wrong.
See, Caitlin, this is you, man. Okay, go ahead, Steph. We got to do this. We got to get one right.
Last, let's keep up with the music. That's funny, Kurt Cobain. That's hilarious. What was selling the best-selling record of the year in 1957? Was it "The Beat of My Heart," "All Shook Up," and "Close to You"?
Is that all shook up?
Oh, yeah.
Is
by
that what that
Elvis-
is?
Yeah, by Elvis Presley.
Okay, I'm going to say all shook up.
Me too.
Yeah,
Gotta
me
be
too.
Elvis.
Okay,
Let's do
please.
D.
Yes, we got one right.
Thank you,
Okay.
Elvis.
We did it. All right, I love it.
It's because of
See,
Elvis.
I'll tell you what, man, the trivia messes me up. I am only good at trivia in specific categories, but here we are. We made it.
Now I want to know when the yo-yo came about.
Gotta
we will
Google it.
look up
Google.
this as we go to the zoo.
It's like, while you look that up, let's head out
Zoo.
to the zoo with our flamingos and their hot tub.
So
Look,
just
see?
a note, the zoo
Boom.
is closed today.
It
Okay.
is closed,
Yeah.
but this is interesting because last time we were just like, the colder it is, the more we see them in the water, and
Yeah.
we've learned that the water is heated. So shout out to our flamingos staying warm in their jacuzzi.
And you know it's cold because even the ducks are down
Yep.
in the water. Ain't nobody playing around with this
It's a
snow or
spa
sleep.
day for everybody.
Yes, it is. See, I'm waiting for the steam to come up to
Mm-hmm.
what. Anyway,
Hey, I have the answer for the yo-yo. Oh, well, let's go back to this. So that was Caitlin's telling us we have. This is
Wow.
my daughter this morning.
Steph, you got bolted right
Yeah, I got bolted. Just wait for this one. She was like, "Mom, watch this." Yeah, so we got to enjoy the
Just
snow
don't get the
as
camera.
well.
Oh, see, that's
Yeah.
family. That's what this is about.
Yeah, it
Family, snow, safety, and I just love seeing that because how many kids did that to their parents today?
A lot of them. I mean, that's the fun part. She,
Yeah.
you know, she's been saying this all weekend. She's like, "Yeah, it's gonna snow. It's gonna snow," and I'm like,
yes, my daughter was the same. They FaceTime me from outside. Like, look, I'm like, I know.
I told
forecasted.
you." Yeah,
I would say, I thank God that Bo doesn't have thumbs.
he'd be throwing snowballs
So
at
he's
you.
not rolling up nothing. If anything, I get to hit him with some.
Oh, you leave Bo alone. He's going to love being out in the cold. All right, I want to show you the temperatures across the country because it's cold. Minneapolis is at -13, 1 in Wichita, 25 in Dallas. You can see this chunk of cold air that has come down, and we're feeling it. Look at Houston and New Orleans, 28 in Houston, 27 in New Orleans, with snow on the ground, mind you. How often can you say that? We're at 30 right now, and we'll start to warm up a little bit more in the coming hours, but chilly, no doubt about it. Miami continues to be the one place where you'll find a little bit of warmth, 68 degrees here. But you know what's unique about Florida today? While it will be somewhat warm in Miami, there will be snow falling in the Florida Panhandle along the beaches there. That's also unique. We look at the clouds and radar, and this is important. We're starting to see that clearing line come into Bexar County. So it's already made its way roughly to I-10 and 1604. The sun's beginning to pop out. This will do a lot in helping us clear these roads and get conditions a little better, a little more manageable, especially now that temperatures are trying to climb, and I think we'll climb above freezing here soon. There you see the shot. You see the blue skies there in the background. And honestly, I don't know about you, but these are exactly the kinds of winter weather events that I like. We get a little bit of snow, we get to have fun with it, and then it melts. It's a one-day event. We don't want to go back to 2021 where we had days of crazy cold, and of course the grid issues. We did not have that this go around. Temperatures were not near that cold. 29 degrees right now at the airport, 29 in New Braunfels, 29 Converse, 27 Bernie, 30 at Stinson, and we've got wind chills in the low 20s right now with a bit of a north breeze at 9 miles per hour, which by the way will also help to evaporate whatever's there. So as you look at the futurecast today, this snowstorm will continue its trek east. We mentioned it got blizzard warnings in effect for southern parts of Louisiana. Just incredible. New Orleans will continue to see snow until the early afternoon. Atlanta will be kind of on the north edge of this, but they'll get some snow too. And as I mentioned, the Florida Panhandle will also get snow out of this. Pretty wild stuff. And this will push all the way to the East Coast later tonight and get out of here. But impressive storm system nonetheless. There are those blizzard warnings, by the way, first ever issued by National Weather Service in Lake Charles. So Beaumont, Port Arthur, Lake Charles, Lafayette, areas that could see some pretty heavy snow in the coming hours. And that is also the case, as I said, around New Orleans. 35 degrees at 11 a.m., 37 noontime. By the afternoon, we'll have quite a bit of sun, which should get temperatures up to near 40, but we're still looking at wind chills in the 30s. And then tonight, look how quickly temperatures drop off. 36 degrees at 7 o'clock, 35 at 8 p.m. We're already down near freezing by 9, 10 o'clock. So with that in mind, again, we need to get all of this stuff that we have on the roads, all the puddles, we need to get them melted and evaporated because temperatures will dive tonight quickly down into the low 20s by tomorrow morning. Hard freeze. Make sure you got all those exposed pipes covered, those outdoor spigots. You know the drill here. This is probably the coldest temperature we're going to see so far this season. 49 Wednesday, 54 Thursday. It does moderate. And by the weekend, will be much warmer with some clouds and rain chances.
All right, the yo-yo.
The yo-yo.
We were so off, y'all.
1920.
Well, that's when it kind of was becoming popular. But like when
older.
the Museum of Yo-Yo History. Thank you to our viewer Mark for sending this in. It's 500 BC.
No.
Come on.
So
And you tell me they didn't invent a frisbee until 1957? It's literally a disc.
I know, from Greece in 500 BC. But yes, that was a good guess. 1920s is when
cool.
American businessman Donald Duncan noticed a man, Pedro Flores, entertaining children with a yo-yo in
There was
San
a
Francisco.
name called Donald Duncan back in that time?
Yeah, and then so then they promoted it. I think wasn't there a Duncan yo-yo? Yeah,
The more you
for
know.
a long time.
Donald is such a modern name.
But we were so off in our trivia.
Okay, y'all, it is a San Antonio classic and cold weather favorite, and we're talking about that tortilla soup from Mi Tierra.
That's right. Now you can make it at home, so SA Live will show us how.
Welcome back to SA Live. The dishes won't only keep you toasty, they will warm your soul.
Our friends Gerardo Carvajal from Mi Familia, as well as Michael Cortez, join us right now with some recipes that you need during the winter months, or weeks, or few days, whatever we get, okay?
We'll take it. We'll take it. Yes.
Well, this, like you said, this is perfect for the winter weather that we have coming.
Yes.
And this is a sopa de tortilla. And we're going to start with, well, I have already started.
Yeah,
with
what do you have in there?
Onions.
Gerardo can't help himself. He's going to start cooking no matter which way we aim him.
Onions, tomatoes, and garlic. So we are sauteing this for about 10 minutes or so.
So they get nice and soft.
Yes, nice and soft. Once they get nice and soft, we're going to add chicken stock.
Okay.
I got chicken stock that we made at the restaurant. If you have bought chicken stock for the store, it works just fine. It's not the same, but it works fine too.
It won't taste as good as his, but you can try.
So with this chicken stock, we're going to add chile guajillo.
Ooh. So this is different, right? This is exclusively found at
Mi Familia.
Yes. Love that.
For the brunch on weekends.
Okay.
So we're going to let it cook for about 10-15 minutes. Then we're going to put it into a blender. Once it comes out of the blender, it's going to look just like this. And
I got the perfect spot.
Wow.
yes. And we're going to just finish it, season it with salt and pepper. And we, once you get to this point, we add the epazote.
So you blended all of that. Okay.
Yes.
I'm trying to take notes. Maybe I will attempt this.
We add the epazote and we cook it again for another 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
And then we're ready to serve.
Okay.
And then that's what we have
So
over
now we're
here.
going to get.
We're going to start with corn chips.
Corn chips.
Strips.
Strips.
And then we're going to add some cheese.
Have some cubes.
What kind of cheese is that?
And this is, we're using
queso panela.
fresco or panela.
Yes.
Okay. And then this is the same chile, and then we're going to add a little bit of, go ahead and just pour the
Go ahead, start.
down.
Okay. And this is such a great way to serve this
I was just
soup.
thinking that.
And then
That's what we do at the restaurants.
So much love that goes into
some
this recipe.
Avocado.
Now, is this your favorite recipe?
Oh yes, that's for this time of the year.
So
Perfect.
this is similar to the tortilla soup, but it's sopa azteca, and you get one.
Oh, thank you, Michael. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Now,
And
get this out of the way.
is this going to be served on the brunch menu?
Brunch on Saturdays and Sundays at Mi Familia.
Okay. And Michael, you say it's not about early breakfast anymore, is it?
No, it's not.
It's all about brunch.
It's all about the brunch.
Get up a little later.
You get up a little later. Come on over and see us. Have a mimosa. Have some fresh juices that we have on the buffet. Pan dulce. We have Antonio, who's fabulous on the omelet station.
Shout out to him.
Check us out every weekend.
There's also a buffet. My dad did that. 4 plates.
That's part of the brunch buffet, and we have numerous items there, from scrambled eggs to carne guisada to, there's a couple of specialties our chef actually puts out, and so he has an excellent and fun way to enjoy your